Hi guys, this is Kung Fu Trees. I'm going to be playing in the Pauper Challenge with Bant familiars. So basically, Ninja is broken right now on Magic Online. It's going to get fixed pretty soon, but I think in the meantime, basically what you're going to see is that you're probably going to not see a whole lot of Blue-Red Delver, and also the Mono Blue Delver versions are probably not going to be running Ninja. So, I mean, they have been switching to Augurs anyways, but basically by not having Ninjas, all the combo decks get a lot better because one of the things that Ninja really punishes is that, they just drop out a quick Ninja and then basically they can have just infinitely many counter spells. So with those out of the format, I think this is a great time to play some sort of combo deck or Tron. And I think Familiars is a deck that kind of goes bigger than everything else, even Tron, especially with the ones that have the infinite combo. So this is the version I'll be playing. This is a deck that I copied the initial list from M. Lubbo. I made a bunch of small adjustments, but it's still fairly similar to his list. Basically, there's 4 Explorers, and Explorers are really good. Basically, one of the problems with Familiars is that when you don't have Familiar, the deck is super clunky, and Explorer kind of helps you with that problem. So in the games that don't have Familiar, kind of Explorers also helps you ramp 3 mana, so you can also cast your clunky cards faster. And they go especially well with all the bounce lands. You probably won't run out of lands to play because of the bounce lands. Explorers are also really good with Sunscape because, well, first of all, they only cost 1 mana with Sunscape. And also, even the games in which you do have Sunscape, you do frequently want to protect them, and so getting your mana up early is very important. So Explorers are really good, and they shore up a lot of matchups in this deck. Otherwise, I'm just playing a lot of card draw, so 4 Mull Drifters, 3 Seagates, 3 Compulsive, 4 Preordain. I'm playing the Familiars package, so that's 4 Sunscape, 2 Ghostly Flickers. I'm playing 2 Archaeomancers instead of all Walls. So recently, I think with the way the format's been changing, Wall is not a great blocker. Everything's kind of bigger, or everything's like a combo card. So Wall isn't that great as a blocker, and in a lot of matchups, you frequently are kind of like need to play like Wall or Archaeomancer to get value. And in those cases, without Sunscape, in those cases, Archaeomancer is a lot better because it's cheaper. So you can kind of like play it, earlier. And I'm only playing 1 Prosperous Pirates. I think with a deck with this much filtering, having 1 copy is pretty good because it gives your deck an infinite mana combo, which is an out to many things. But it's not also necessary, so 1 is fine. And and then onto the interaction. So Snap is probably the best card in Familiars, so I'm playing 4. I'm playing 1 Moment's Peace and 2 Prismatic Strands. So Prismatic Strands is really good. It's a fog effect against fast decks, but it also, against red decks, it serves as a way to protect your Familiars. This deck does discard a lot, so like if you're on the draw, you play a bounce land, you have to discard, or you have to discard to Compulsive Research, or if you play a Mull Drifter, you go to hand limit, you have to discard. So you can frequently discard Prismatic Strands, and then play a Sunscape and just have Strands protection for free. So Strands are pretty good. There's a Pulse Rasa, which basically, in combination with the Walls and Flicker, basically allow you to recur everything. So having 1 Pulse is really good. And then I also have a Muddle the Mixture. This is another card that basically it can fetch a few things. So first is just a counterspell, and having 1 copy of counterspell kind of stops you from diving to things like Fling or like Rolling Thunder. So having 1 copy is pretty good, especially when you can kind of like go through your deck like this one. It can also transmute for a Sunscape or a Moment's Peace. So it's kind of a flexible card, and Sunscape is your best card. So Sunscape and Snap are your 2 best cards, and Muddle can transmute to both of them. So Muddle's pretty good there. And the last card is a Capsize. So Capsize is kind of like it's a way of kind of like So there's a few Stonehorn dignitaries in the board. So Capsize is a way of getting you infinite fogs without using Graveyard. Capsize is also good against opposing control decks who just go after lands, and Capsize also, you could basically just recur everything. It's like if you bounce a wall, it does use the Graveyard, but it's better against Graveyard Hate because instead of having to use like a ghostly flicker or something and losing a ghostly flicker in the process, Capsize basically it means that they have to burn their Graveyard Hate without you actually losing a card. So Capsize is pretty good there. Finally, in terms of lands, the only thing that's probably worth mentioning is that I have one life gain land in Thornwood Falls. It's probably not going to come up, but I think I just added it as an out to when you're kind of like going through your deck and you need life for some reason. There's just one card that could get you infinite life. So that's why I have one Thornwood Falls. Otherwise, I'll just play an island. Yeah, so that's the main deck. So on the sideboard, I have additional fog effects. So there's 2 Stonehorn Dignitaries and Moment's Peace. And Stonehorn Dignitary is actually really good out of the sideboard because a lot of decks post-board they set in Flaring Pain, and Stonehorn Dignitary gets around that. It's also easier than fogs to recur because you have snaps, capsize, ghostly flickers. So it's really good against aggro decks. And then I have a few things for control decks, not a whole lot because most of the stuff in the deck is already good against control. Like you need snaps to save your familiars. They're also really good bouncing like Muldrishes and stuff. So really the only bad cards against control decks are like fogs. So you really don't need much of a sideboard for them. But the ones I do have, I have 2 Dispels and 1 Temporal Spring. Temporal Spring is really good against bounce lands, but it's just not a super critical card. It can get you out of kind of like weird spots in terms of like decking and stuff like that, or like it's a good card to use against their board. But it's not super critical, so I only have 1. I also have a Sage's Row Denizen. So one of the weaknesses with this deck is that it takes a very long time to play online, and sometimes you need a quick kill. And Sage's Row Denizen is going to allow you to do that. It's a much quicker kill than what else you normally do with this deck, which is like you bounce their board and slowly beat them down with creatures, or like you compulsive research them, all of which take a lot of time. So if I have to win that way game 1, I can bring in Sage's Row Denizen and try to get a quicker win in game 2 or game 3. And then I'm playing a bunch of stuff against fast decks. So 4 Hydroblasts. These are good against Blitz and any red deck burn. I could probably also set in a few Hydroblasts against Tribe. And then I have 2 Holy Lights. These are good against Delver or Elves. And then 2 more Serrated Arrows. These are also good against Delver, Elves, and also very good against Tribe. So that's the deck. I think the deck is very good. I'm currently it's very good, especially in a ninja-less metagame. I'm currently on a 11 match winning streak with the deck. So yeah, this deck is pretty good, and hopefully it'll do well in the challenge. All right.